So the thing with these baseball games, baseball's a dying sport, right? Now, why is it a dying sport? Is it a dying sport because they got 3-hour games? Is it a dying sport because there's no pitch clock and shit like that? No, it's a dying sport because it's so fucking expensive to go to a game these days. Like, families can't go and bring their kids for the enjoyable experience. You know, parking's $40. A hot dog, a little hot dog is $7, and they're not even that good in Nationals Park. And there's no sauerkraut. How do you fucking serve hot dogs without sauerkraut? It's just nuts at a baseball stadium. And then a can of Stella is $15. Like, it's a can of Stella, $15. So you're pricing out most of America right there by doing this, by having charging all these high prices and making it impossible for a family of more than one or two to go on a regular basis. So that's why baseball is a dying sport, because the kids aren't able to get these experiences. It's a rich person's game now. Rich people playing it. You know, the guy in the stands who's struggling to take his 2 kids and his wife to a ball game is f***ing struggling to do it. And then the guys on the field are making $300 million a year, over the course of a contract. And the average is like $3 million a year. So it's nuts how expensive it is to bring a family to the game. But I went to see the Mets in Washington. Had three cans of Stella that were $15 each. Hot dog, a pretzel, $7 for a fucking pretzel. You know, and the hot dogs on the street in New York City are better than the hot dog in the stadium. And in New York City, they're $2-3. The stadium, I paid $7. In the city, you get fucking sauerkraut and mustard on there too, on the dirty water dog. Nationals Park, I just got this little fucking thing in a box and it wasn't even warm. Anyway, check out my video for City Field last year and then watch this one from Nationals Park. The highlights at Nationals Park is the Mets fans. We made that fucking stadium. The Nationals had some good moments, but the fans are like, they clap a little bit here and there. But no, the Mets fans made it that night in Nationals Park. Check it out. It was the second game of the season. VFC's Travels on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to The Good Life. Yeah. I parked a couple blocks away, paid $40 for parking, and came through the right field gate. Strasburg bobblehead. Yeah. After grabbing my bobblehead prize that I ended up leaving in the seat, I went looking for my seats and beer. Let's fucking go Mets. Yeah. Washington, D.C. $1.45 for a Stella. Better be a good Stella. That's right, I said $15.45 for a Stella. But as long as dumbasses like me pay them prices, they're going to keep taking advantage of us and selling them for that much. Brian Mitchell is a Washington, D.C. sports great. He threw out the first pitch. I settled in my seat behind the Mets dugout. And this guy Scherzer, who pitched for the Mets, pitched for the Nats for years before that. So here I am in Mets territory. So Nationals Park is really nice. It's a really pleasant experience, especially if you get a decent evening. It kind of was tonight. Here I am behind the Mets dugout, Mets territory. We kind of made the game because the fans are pretty soft. The Washington National fans are soft. Us Mets fans made this game. And there's Scherzer taking the mound. Like I said, he pitched for the Nats for years, so he's getting a standing O from everybody. $25 for this fucking hot dog. And this can of Stella. $25 for the two. And no sauerkraut. I bet you Nationals fans get fucking sauerkraut. And like I said in the opener, how soft is it to serve dogs without kraut or relish? And the game was decent, you know, it was going back and forth. The Nationals fans are just soft, but you can hear the Mets just taking over the stadium, even when the game was tied. Yeah, that's a beautiful sound. That means spring has finally arrived. So then we had quite a bit of excitement too, because the Mets batters kept getting hit by the ball like the Nationals pitchers kept hitting the Mets batters. So all hell broke loose. The benches emptied. We were waiting for a brawl. The bullpens came running in. We were waiting for a fight, and VFC was jacked. I was ready to start taking on some Nationals fans in the stands here and just make it a whole big stadium brawl thing. But everybody had cool minds. Cool heads prevailed. The Washington's Nationals pitcher ended up getting kicked out of the game because he's throwing at faces. You know, our $300 million guy got hit in the freaking mouth with a baseball. I'll tell you what, though, these Mets have fire in them like the '86 Mets did. They remind me a lot of that team, all coming together. Hopefully this is our season. And how soft are these baseball players? They get paid millions and millions of dollars, and they get ridden to the freaking pitcher's mound in one of those buggies. The Nationals ones do. We don't do that shit in Citi Field. And then I decided to burn another hole in my wallet. Yeah, another $25 down. This time no for a pretzel. Always gotta have a pretzel at the park. And another Stella. Yeah, let's fucking go Mets. Who's the pitch? You know, so all in all, I'm gonna give this Nationals Park experience probably a 7.3. And that's mostly because the Mets won. It was a pleasant game because I was around a whole bunch of Mets fans and the team won. We looked sharp. You know, Max Scherzer is supposed to be our ace besides DeGrom, and he's our worst pitcher through the first 4 games of the season. But it was a really good, enjoyable night for that reason. Nationals Park, though, the fans are soft. The prices are too expensive. There's no freaking sauerkraut for the hot dog. The food was kind of off cold. It was just kind of those kind of things I didn't like too much. And trying to use the whole ordering on the app, it's too confusing. I want a fucking dog and a beer. I get a dog and a beer. But then it started pouring rain, and that was it. That was the end of the night. But the Mets win. Yeah, let's fucking go Mets. It's going to be a hell of a season. I can see it.